Kita tranquilo.
As an Army family, my husband and I are expected to move from place to place. What about our pets, though? In the car, a dog is not at all safe. He is usually freestanding, falling around, in the bed of a truck, or has his head sticking out of the window. But what happens in a crash? Normally, dogs that are involved in crashes die. If they don't die, they can run away from emergency responders and are at risk of causing a secondary accident. This is because they have no type of seatbelt device to keep them secure and safe. I believe that all dog owners should be required to buy a dog harness and seatbelt leash attachment in order to travel with their dog. We are required to buckle up. Our dogs should be as well. It's all too often that while I'm out and about that I see dogs improperly harnessed and buckled and safe while traveling around with their owners. Little dogs take their owner's lap or jump from seat to seat. Dogs standing in the bed of a truck with no kind of leash keeping them in there. Dogs just riding in the back or front seat not buckled in, but sticking their head out the window. This is all both distracting to the driver as well as dangerous to everyone in the vehicle. According to Nicole Pagier, you can easily have an accident if you are distracted by where your dog is wandering in the car, and even the most trained dogs can wander inside the car. If you are constantly worrying about what your pup is doing instead of watching the road, your driving skills will suffer. The AAA Foundation of Traffic Safety found that looking away from the road for only 2 seconds can double your risk of being in an automobile crash. 2 seconds is all it takes in order to have a devastating crash in which you, your children, your dog, etc. can be fatally injured. Not only are safety belts useful in a crash, but they also allow your dog to have its own space in the car. I know that when I'm driving, my dog will be buckled up in the back seat, and he has all the space that he wants back there. He can do his own thing, and I don't have to worry about him getting hurt or into trouble. I also like the benefit of knowing that I can get him out and safely away from the vehicle at a moment's notice if I needed to. I don't need to deal with chasing him all around the car, trying to hook his leash on, trying to drag him out of the car. All I have to do is hook on his leash, release his seatbelt attachment, and go about my business. It really simplifies things for us. Dogs that are not buckled up safely can get really hurt, even if they aren't involved in a crash. Seatbelts are a means of restraining your dog safely in a vehicle. A seatbelt will also keep your pup from hitting the hard interior of the car and injuring itself in situations where you need to slam on your brakes. While most dogs enjoy sticking their heads out the window, it can be dangerous to their health. When traveling fast enough, even a tiny piece of debris that flies by the window can cause damage to a dog's nose, throat, or eyes. If a dog is placed in a seatbelt, it can safely enjoy driving next to an open window, catching smells as you drive by. Restraining your dog will also prevent it from trying to jump out a rolled-down window. Unrestrained dogs often have a hard time bracing themselves during a car ride, with all the braking, turning, speeding up, and slowing down associated with driving. By securing your dog in a seatbelt, you'll be forcing it to sit, stand, or lie still and comfortably enjoy the ride. There is nothing more important than the safety of your pet. Veterinary bills aren't fun, and the pain that your dog would face from getting hurt because of debris hitting it in the face should be avoided. In a crash where your dog isn't properly secured, he or she will become a projectile, injuring itself and everything in its path during the collision. A flying projectile dog can hit you, the windshield, or other passengers, causing injury to yourself or your pet. Pets can also slow down the assistance of first responders that arrive to the scene in the case of an accident. Frightened or injured dogs may try to bite or run paramedics and police officers. In addition, dogs may escape from a wrecked car, where they can easily cause a secondary accident. If a person is driving down the road at 60 miles an hour and collided into a wall, everything in the vehicle would still be traveling at 60 miles an hour. This is what makes safety belts such lifesavers. They prevent someone from continuing to fly forward, making their injuries worse than they possibly already are. Some states have already started to crack down on the requirement of a dog to have a safety belt. Arizona, Connecticut, Maine, and New Jersey are now issuing $250 to $1,000 fines for drivers who are caught with their dogs in their lap. In Hawaii, it is forbidden. Many other states are in the process of pushing legislation to make sure dogs are restrained during the car ride. Comparing driving with a dog in your lap to texting while driving or operating a vehicle while under the influence of alcohol. I believe that this should be adopted across the United States. Not only would it make driving safer for pets, but other drivers as well. The bottom line is that dogs should be treated like little kids. You wouldn't let your child ride around town without a seatbelt. Why would you let your dog? There are multiple options that owners can use to keep their pets safe. There is no reason why you should put your life or your dog's life in danger.
Yay!
Yay.
Get that cat.
Yeah.